Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday night streaming with Steve. So I'm substitute streaming for James tonight, big ol' words. James, thank you for the opportunity, hoping you're having a good vacation. By popular demand on the Discord server, I'm going to be playing Hitler No Fukkatsu Top Secret. This is the Japanese version of Bionic Commando. Technically it predated the American version by a few months in terms of release date. I've actually got a translated version of it from romhacking.net, so we'll be able to read the plot in English. Go ahead and get started. I'm playing on a retro USB AVS console using a 8-bit DOE wireless receiver, the 2.4G variant, so latency is a little better than a Bluetooth dongle. Here we go. So right off the bat, the first thing I noticed getting into the live stream, or getting into the translated version of Bionic Commando, is there's a much higher contrast font. The American version has kind of a dingy gray font, and then obviously the text has been changed everywhere. And right off the bat, we're talking about Nazis and not bads. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Chad. Glad both of you could make it. So I feel like every bit of text has been changed more or less. Like this, I know move used to be transfer. I think descend might have stayed the same. So I was talking in the Discord, but they've changed things a bit. Like right out of the gate, there's a 1-up. There's a lot more enemy soldiers on stage 1. Which makes the game that much harder. What's interesting is they gave enough soldiers on the left side of the bridge so that you can get the extra life from collecting canisters or shells or whatever those are. Which kind of is interesting in terms of stage design. Like, you'd have to play the game a bit more to learn that mechanic in the North American version, but in the Japanese version, you learn before you ever have to really do a jump. Oh, and Todd, this isn't actually a disk system game, it's an MMC1 game. So this came out in cartridge in Japan. It was a mistake on James' part, but don't tell him I called him out for that. I had to say MMC1 just in case Satoshi's listening tonight. So this is where these guys get kind of sinister. And I guess if you shoot the bonus, you lose the bonus. I don't know if that was true in the North American version or not. I guess it's a supply drop is what I should be calling it. I want to be really careful with that ledge because it's pretty easy to get contact damage from that guy. So I'll just skip him. Now, if I remember right, in the Japanese version, there wasn't even an elevator here. Or the American version, rather. Hey, Broncos Breaks. Oh yeah, one thing I failed to mention, and I don't know why they changed this between Japan and North America, but it's the blinking lights in the communications room. They're static in the American version. I don't know why they took that out, given that this one predates the Japanese version predates the American release. And then here we see another interesting thing in the translation where German words are showing up in the middle of conversation that was completely removed from the American version, since I guess this isn't supposed to be Germans at all. So stage 1 is probably the stage that most people are familiar with, and here they've got a lot more of these bomb-throwing guards, and they have no paratroopers coming in. That made stage 1 a really great place to grind in the American version. Here, if you can grind, but it's a lot more grindy, you have to get the bomb troopers off screen, and then they'll respawn when you come back. Oh yeah. They've got some nice fake German accent. This equipment. So in my usual form of cautious gameplay, I'm going to make sure I bank some continues before I get too far in the game. So these little mini commando style levels are how you get continues. Now, one thing that's also different in this version is you have this little blue guy at the top of the screen, and I don't know if he's supposed to be an enemy commander or your ally. He's invulnerable to your attack, and he'll run into the truck after you've cleared the screen, which I thought was just an interesting different touch that was also removed in the American version. And then once he runs in, you run in. Or you can just run into the truck at any point. Hey Raz, thanks for joining. let's just go ahead and bypass all that fun. I love that. You'll be dealt with. In the American version, they say attacked. And I hope somebody brought their German to English dictionary. How ob means get lost. I learned that when I was doing the practice. Oh, the translation is so much more fun than the American one. I'm just being a completionist so I can show you guys all the different content. Generally, I wouldn't bother picking up the flares when I'm playing through the game regularly. Another difference, and this actually tricked me when I was doing a practice run the other night. Generally when you have a barrier you have to have a special weapon to blow it apart, so I went and got the flares thinking the flares might somehow make the barrier go away. No. I don't know why they took that out. It was a pretty clever mechanic, and you get to use it in various other spots in the game. Todd, I don't know about the wheel to TV, and you'll have to ask Bronco Brakes. I know one of my friends who's watching would be a pretty good reference point for Simpsons material, but I think he's watching from his spin bike, so he's not going to be able to comment. I don't think I got a single wiretap alarm in the last time I played through. I'm not sure if the RNG is different for this version. So this one-up is kind of a challenge. Oh look, that's another thing I noticed is that the supply drops are much more generous with one-ups and recovery pills. If I remember right, there's a guy up there. Yep. Now, if I really wanted to practice for the stream, what I would have done is practice doing a German accent and then do some VA on the various lines coming from the bad guys, but not tonight, I guess. So here's my least favorite change in the, well, I should say it's my least favorite thing that was in the Japanese version because it's changed for the American version. It's past this conversation. I love that dig at America. Das Vaterland will reign over your filthy Schwein. Mein empire will rule the world. So what was in this room? A trap? Nope. They're really generous with one-ups in the Japanese version. So in the American version, as soon as you set off the neutral zone guards, these barriers go away, but not in the Japanese version. You have to get the flamethrower, I'm pretty sure. Or they call it the three-way cannon. Gotta collect all those cans. Anybody who's a fan of Norm Macdonald is a friend of mine. Unfortunately, I didn't get the reference. There's a good Norm Macdonald quote. You know, I've been reading a lot about Hitler lately, and the more I learn, the less I really care for the guy. So this, I think, is supposed to be Hitler talking. I also feel like they spam more paratroopers on this stage than they do in the American version. I can't tell you the number of times I've played through this game. I mean, it took me forever to beat it as a kid, probably multiple years, but teens, 20s, 30s now, at least once or twice a year. The American version anyways. And time for the best weapon in the game. Oh yeah, those guys didn't jump off the cliff in the American market version either. Lots of little things. It was a neat little ambush effect though, and I, again, don't know why they took it out. Here we should be getting another communicator. Got a beta inside for you. I was expecting something else. So, I did translate this one, and it's fairly naughty. It's an impolite way of saying screw you to somebody. This guy says the same thing. They really just don't like Lad for some reason. I don't think there's anything further to look at in here. Nope. I think if you stand on the... maybe not. Oh. I was wondering if this was a grinding zone, but it doesn't seem like it. And yeah, given that Capcom made this one, it wouldn't surprise me if they had some recycled sounds. I do, in fact, have a rocket launcher. That's not how you talk to your reports if you want to foster good morale. I want to know what this guy is doing over here. What kind of construction is he meant to be doing? I think Zwei is too. I do not know what Zoomsturm means. We're at the limits of my German knowledge. I do think there's some differences here, too. I definitely feel like the spawn rate is much higher. Oh yeah, more elevators. Which one's the danger one? That question got answered quickly. So my question is, are the elevators meant to be traps, or have people just not kept them up to date with their various certifications? Ooh, collecting all the clues. He's at the garbage dump, which we know from previous conversations is Area 9. Alright, let's see if I can go to the advanced Bionic Commando play area. I can! And they give you some reason to come. Oh my god, they give you a lot of reason to come up here. In the American version, there's no elevator to help you get up here, and there's no reason to come up here other than to say you did. And here's a part where I frequently lose a life like that. Thanks, Todd. Do I get more lives? No. Well, it was very kind of them to give us the extra lives, because it looks like I'm gonna need them. This is the worst I think I've done in this section in a long time. Well, it's not letting me climb up, so I'm gonna die again. Well, I still have lots of 1-ups, so that's good. See, easy. Let's just cut the last 10 minutes of footage. Thanks, Nexus Creed. Nexus Creed can vouch for the fact that I actually did do okay on that the first time I did it 4 months ago. Hey, and what a nice thing, we get to stock up on continues. Apparently I will need them. And that's not even the hardest jump section in the game. We are at what is probably the worst section of the game for jump deaths. Don't mind if I do. I'm probably going to regret not practicing this level. Well, that guy kind of helped. Wow, that was a practice area. If I die enough times next screed, you'll get to listen to this music for quite a while. Let's see. Oh, there's an elevator? Wow. This is so unfair that they got elevators. I didn't get an elevator when I was a kid. I'm not quite sure how the elevator mechanic ultimately plays out in terms of making the game easier, but I suspect it would have. And there's also some slowdown here that I don't remember happening in the American version. Have to kill the Donkey Kong guy. Completely optional, really, but not emotionally. You made it here, but you will not pass. Prepare to die. Achtung! Auf Wiedersehen. Now we've got a permit to go into town and get ourselves a new communicator, I think. I just wanted to see if there was permit text that I hadn't seen before. Time for a gamma communicator? I'm not up on my Greek letters. Oh, and cute little... They've got a spider here waiting for you in the storeroom. I know my friend Alex is watching. Just for reference, that was probably a huntsman spider, since it was approximately human-sized. Alex is from Australia, where the spiders are as big as people. Oh yeah, I forgot they have options. Someone who doesn't appreciate the current Führer. Broncos brakes, I disagree. Lad can jump in Bionic Commando Rearm too. But you lose points for clearing the level if you use the jump. No, I don't want to go here. I really love that little ambush at the beginning of the level. just don't know why they took all these touches out of the American version. There must have been memory limitations that happened after the translation. Yeah, Rearmed and Rearmed 2 are good games. I can play through Rearmed here and there. Rearmed 2 I played through once and I'm not that inclined to go back to it. I don't know why. I think it's lost a little bit of the charm. Whereas Rearmed tried really hard to be a slight modernization of this game. Rearmed 2 is a wholly new game. It still plays like this, but with some new mechanics. It's just not quite as fun. Or it could be the nostalgia factor kicking in too. Alright, let's see if I can remember the sequence to do this with the least amount of effort. I love this guy who tries to be all tricky. Yeah, I played through the GBA version of Bionic Commando, and it is a port of this game with some changes. I gotta say, I didn't like it as much, and the last few bosses were just really, really grindy. I don't know if you played Metroid Dread, but I disliked the tail end of Game Boy Bionic Commando for the same reason I disliked Metroid Dread, where it was really just a rote memorization game, nothing that you could kind of skill your way through. I mean, yeah, skill is a component, you have to move this way and that way, but there was just too much memorization and kind of painstakingly placing yourself around the level. I've also... one of the few games I kept from my collection have a copy of Bionic Commando Elite Forces for the Game Boy Color, which I should try to play again at some point. That's a brand new game. Well, not brand new, you know. It's the second Bionic Commando game for a portable. And it's sort of its own game. I want to know who gave Super Joe a communicator. So I'm not going the easy way back, because I think there's another... communication room, yeah, and I just wanted to see the text, or at least get it recorded so I can remember it later. I don't appreciate the fact that these guys are just now figuring out where Joe is, and we knew this like 3 levels ago. Ah yeah, we needed to do that wiretap before we could get into the boss room anyways. Yeah, it probably was a shoe communicator, or maybe he was carrying a Dick Tracy watch. So Todd, what is, if I don't know if Todd's still in the chat, but if he is, I want to know what a direct sack is. Is that like garbage bag? These guys are annoying, because that. And now I'm kind of trapped in the corner, so that's fun. I love the the rocket launcher. I love it. You're not prepared. They say you're not strong enough in the American version. Oh yeah, here's our friend, the spider. You're my 100th victim. I'll gut you like a pig. A Schwein. Nope, you're gonna go for a swim, my friend. Oh no, I'm failing the challenge room. That was a C+ effort. What I want to know... Oh, I guess the text says you can't use firearms, not that you can't stab somebody to death in the neutral zone. This guy is also going to fight me. There you go. Don't know why he challenged me to shoot him, because that was pretty straightforward. It's gonna be a beach? Yeah. I feel like the original Commando game would have been a lot better if the levels were as long as these. Hint, I'm not a big fan of Commando. Another difference, 2 guys on the platform there instead of 1. A little sad about that one up, but them's the breaks. Ah, yes. So that's a big change from the American version, and we will see that as soon as we get past this level. That little spiked wall right there is also a change. I think you can just run through it if I remember right. Oh boy. Rambo and NES, or SMS. So Rambo and SMS is actually a rebranded version of a game called Ashura. And it's okay. I mean, it feels more like Akari Warriors than Commando to me, but I know the difficulty's really high and it's kind of stiff gameplay. I was super excited when I played it as a kid, because I mean, I was a huge Rambo fan as a kid. So I was like, why not? And I was so sad that I didn't get to play Rocky until much later. I'm really glad that that were the case, because that game, Rocky, is awful on the Sega Master System. I mean, if you like Akari Warriors a lot, Rambo's an okay game to play. I don't know that there were any really good Rambo games. Like, I remember the Genesis one looking really nice. I didn't play it very much. And it was probably pretty fun in its time, but... Probably the best way to enjoy Rambo is to play as him in Mortal Kombat 11, I think it is. Time for the 4-way cannon, which we don't need yet, but we'll need it for Area 7. So here's the interrogation scene, which was too hot for the USA. Oh, wow. So, in the American version, to intimidate this guy, you would cross the platform, and as long as you're on the other side, he would tell you the secret to go between the levels. Here, you're supposed to hit him with the claw. The Hurenshon, I do not know what that means. Hit him enough times. And you win. But there's another alternative. So now you've seen the extent of the scene. But he comes back to life. So don't feel too bad for him, but I really love that popping off the world thing he does. We've located Joe again. You guys are so competent. So in this game it becomes really useful to, in this version of the game I should say, to unlock the passageways, because we have to go back to Area 15 before we can go to 10 through 12. I'll put this cannon on, just for the heck of it. Something to do. So the grinding for continues thing, I was going to make a comment on this earlier. Grinding for continues is mandatory at the beginning of the game, but at this point it's just annoying. I'm pretty sure I'm at the continue cap too. You can only get like 9 or something. At least there's no rollover bug. So yeah, this is, again, another change between the American version and the Japanese version that I dislike. Well, I like the way they changed the American version. Once you destroy a barrier in the American version, it's gone forever, but in the Japanese version, you have to play through with the flamethrower, because the barrier will be back if you come back to the level. Oh yeah, and another thing, they added landmines. I forgot about that. No way to kill them, you just have to step on them or avoid them. I kind of feel like the game just spawns more enemies on screen than the American version did. And if you remember from the last stream, this is an area that I tend to have a lot of trouble with. Like that. And where I would really love to be doing save states if I could help it. I'll call you guys in 10 minutes when this is over. This would be less irritating if it weren't for the billions of helicopter guys getting spawned. Thanks, Alex. Have a good night. There we go. Alright, now let's hope I don't screw this part up. Again. Well, isn't that... I didn't even move. I guess I lost my invincibility frames. That's great. Now you gotta put that car into overdrive. What I was really hoping to do was repeat this. Okay. So far, so good. Yes! Alright. Did somebody check the time? Was that 10 minutes? Welcome, rats. Precious Joe is here, but I'll send you both to hell! I don't know why these guys are so confident. Really, the only thing they have on me is their crazy platforms. I'm being really lazy here. Oh yeah, another little subtle difference between the two is that in the Japanese version you can keep moving after the explosion animation finishes. I'm sorry, it just sounds so ridiculous. We found the top secret documents. They're gonna put laser cannons on an airship. Oh my god. How would Super Joe talk? Would he sound like Solid Snake? They need the help of one man. His name is Adolf Hitler. As you know, he's been dead for decades now. Cue 20-minute cutscene about Germany, World War II. What? Well, that's a plot twist. That's a way cooler name than Destroyer 3. Thanks, Nexus Creed. I'll be here all night. Yeah, I am Schwarzenegger. Do you need a machine gun? No. You don't know how to spell your name? I don't trust you. Yeah, I am Schwarzenegger. Do you need a machine gun? No. Yeah, I'm Schwarzenegger. Do you want a machine gun? Well, you seem like a lovely individual. Ho ho ho, now I've got a machine gun. That's enough, do I still have to talk to you? Alright, now we need to cross the mountains and get that final communicator. And the helmet. I can't remember actually if it's the fire or the machine gun that takes down this wall, so let's give it a go. It is the fire. Completionist, like, break both walls. Alex keeps sharing his spiders with us. I thought I'd be able to avoid some trucks, but I think I'm just gonna blast through these now. I've got more than enough continues to get through the game at this point. Right. So over and up. Oh yeah, this is pretty sinister compared to the North American release. that spike isn't there, so you don't have to do that little shenanigan to get past it. This is not quite Bionic Commando: The Lost Levels. What's up? Good to see you, Chris. Wow. Time for a leap of faith. Nope, everything's easy over here. That's good. Oh yeah, all the collection, or most of it, or what's the plan? I'm down. I used to have somewhere between 120 and 140 games, and I've kept like 5. It's a good market to be selling. I sold over the course of the last decade, with the last the last sell probably being about 2 years ago. And it hurts to see some of the prices things go for now, considering I sold everything. But whatever, you can only do it, you know, can't control the past or whatever. I don't think there's anything useful if we go this way. Yeah, it's the same as North America. Wow. Yeah, I think I never owned Earthbound. When I was a kid, I rented Earthbound and beat it while we were living in a temporary housing because our house had some flood damage and insurance, blah blah blah. So I rented Earthbound for a couple of weeks while we were in the temporary housing and beat it and never had a reason to buy it. Halloween animatronics. Did you ever do the Rocky and Bullwinkle water show stuff that they used to have in various places? It's like Chuck E. Cheese's, but when I was a kid we used to go to Bullwinkle's and see that thing, which was kind of a monstrosity. Yeah, I think if you poke around YouTube, or at least the internet, you should be able to find some videos of it in action. It was the cool, I don't know if it was 80s, it might have been older than that, but they would, you know, do a little skit and some music thing, and then there would be like water with all the multicolored lights going off. Hell is way more of a BAMF than I'd originally thought. I really like this new translation. It is way more fun than the original. And here comes probably the last bad jumping of the game. Let's see, extra life? Nope. That POW barrier thing is like the most useless of the invulnerability items I've seen. I'm just popping this room because if I have to fall again, it would be nice to respawn the supply drop. And that's why I respawn the supply drop. Better than nothing. Still have my recovery pills in reserve. Can come in handy if you fall into the fire. That guy's glitched. So the trick here is to really conserve your swing arm. If you get bound up like that, you lose all of your horizontal motion. I think that's enough to do it. Yep. Alright. Moment of truth. And goodbye. Let's see, how are we on extra lives? 2. Okay. I'd rather not repeat this level if I can help it. Awesome. And time for the lamest boss, but great script there. And we are marching towards the end game. This is Solid Snake. Excuse me. Sorry. Solid Snake here. Each area here is divided by an electric barrier. To destroy each barrier, you need to kill the power generator. Good luck finding the generators. After that, we'll take care of Metal Gear. Hal has gotten in over his head. He should have waited for the professionals. That's all I got to say. Another one of two of these idiots. There we go. God, Super Joe's my hero. That more or less was the same script as the original or the American script. The Super Joe script was different though. A lot more somber. So as much as I want to see what that guy has to say, I don't want to do that boss fight. It's one of those chubby soldiers with the grappling hooks. And it's just a really annoying boss fight. It's more about timing than anything. Do some trampoline time, and off we go. Oh yeah, and this guy throws crap at you just to make this that much harder. That's a great movie. Time for the last, well, really second to last annoying jump of the game. Can't tell you the number of times that killed me as a kid. And here we go. I'm super excited about this script. Oh, you're that rat from before. What the hell are you doing here? I'm surprised they didn't say what instead of what. It doesn't matter. You're just in time to witness the power of the German engineering. The albatross is lifted off. I have no use for Hitler now. He has been terminated in his revival machine. There will be no second coming. Now all that stands in my way of world conquest is you. What? Nine? I'm not gonna voice Hitler, because it'll sound exactly the same. I still, every time, have to comment on how buff and tall this dude is. I don't think he was that tall in real life. Wunderbar. What an amazing machine. Pretty sure I did that better than I did the last time I played. I can't tell you the number of times that killed me as a kid. Ah, time to see poor Hal. So in the original version, I always interpreted this as like he couldn't talk very well, like he was speaking in broken English, but it's clear in this translation that he's just like choking out words as he's dying, even though he's still following my every move. Anyways, here's where I got it on the first try. Nice. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world! Every time, sorry. 9! Scheiße! That was great. The original version, lad says your number's up, monster. And this face will explode in 60 seconds. Oh, typo immediately. I'm gonna have to write a negative review of this translation. It's too early to feel safe. Ah, nice. That's a good song. Let's see. I feel like this jump is harder. It's okay. Hey, I didn't have to continue this playthrough, but only because the, I think you do this. And then say goodbye to our little friend. Auf Wiedersehen, everyone. I'm off to homeland now. Bye-bye. Hey, Joe told you not to go back inside, dude. Can't you respect a dying man's dying wish? Swah, I'm a Rafflecopter, LOL. Alright, sorry for that little internet humor. Alright, now I can take a break. But I do feel like Rad could, you know, get on the helicopter instead of just having this cuddle moment in the air. Pretty modest too, like, hey, I saved Super Joe. Not like I killed Hitler, destroyed a world dominating laser thing, blah blah blah. Maybe it was a drone. Well, 3 cheers for killing Hitler again. Overall, the script in this one is so much better than the American translation. I like the generosity that the supply crates have. I think some of the one-up, not proficiency, but the profligation. The frequency of finding one-ups in this is probably making it a little bit too easy in the second half, but oh man, I didn't know this was like Joe's Requiem. That's depressing. All right, one more Bionic Commando in the books. Yeah, I'm torn. I really like the. Yeah, obviously I have the most nostalgia for the North American market release because that's what I grew up with. I think with some subtle tweaks to the Japanese version, I would prefer it. Um, I don't like playing through with the flamethrower on the Area 9 where we rescue Joe. No, Area 7 where we rescue Joe. But it's not really a big loss, and I guess they're kind of useful for the helicopters, not the the little small people helicopters, trying to think of the most polite way to say that. Um, no, that jump is frustrating, and dealing with the small people helicopters doesn't help. I like getting rid of the tanks as quickly as possible with the bazooka, but whatever. Um, I think if I'm going to stream a Bionic Commando game again, the next one would probably be Rearmed. I think it's the most interesting and most fun. It's definitely a good modern interpretation while retaining the classic feel. Nexus Creed, you mentioned the Game Boy version. It was fun, but I don't feel a strong drive to go back to it. They eliminated the entire German adjacent backstory in the game. There is a lot of parallel, but it really starts to deviate, particularly in the last few stages of the game. I should give Elite Forces a go through again. But yeah, that's Bionic Commando. What do they call it? Revenge of Hitler? Return of Hitler. Or Hitler no Fukkatsu Tapa Sikoretto. That's that. Anything you guys would like to see before I sign off for the night? All right. Well, I'll call it for tonight then. Was a good stream. Thanks everybody for joining. Oh, Rusty's got some thoughts coming. Can I speedrun Faxanadu? To quote my friend Wade, he has a puppy that he's training who keeps trying to walk into traffic, which he calls speedrunning life. So he says, my dog keeps trying to speedrun life by clipping into traffic. The fastest way to get to an ending in Faxanadu is to run into the spikes, the little spiked monsters in town. I don't know what game I would actually be all that great at speedrunning, because I'm too much of a conservative player. Like I want to beat the game no matter what, and I don't have that patience for memorizing every little pattern that the characters do. Because you have to memorize patterns of things that aren't even on screen yet. And I'm definitely more of a reactive play style, which kind of hampers my ability to do things like fighting games where you have to know the animation frames and counts of every move and where you can counter and not counter and what's got priority over what. And I can play well to a point, but once I'm playing against somebody who's any good at that style of game, I'm done. Speedrun Minecraft. Yeah, the easiest way to speedrun Minecraft is to kill the process as soon as you start it. I like the idea of Minecraft, but I think it just showed up too late in my life for me to really appreciate it. Let's see, I got a ping. What else? I can just pip on over 1 second. I'm going to do something on the stream. For a second. Trying to get another game going. Let's see if this works. So no death Super C. Oh man. So I played a lot of Contra as a kid. I didn't own Super C growing up, so I'm not as good at Super C. I certainly can't no death either of the games. I can play through either one and get to the ending with the Konami code, 30 lives in Contra, 10 lives in Super C. But I cannot, absolutely cannot no death run those games. I don't know if I could get through the original Contra without the Konami code. I mean, you know, you can continue at every level. I could certainly get a ways in, but I doubt I could beat the last stage without the extra lives. I'm just gonna run through stage 1 of this, because if you don't know Kid Icarus, the best way to think of it is the hardest level is the first level, maybe the second. And again, I have a conservative playstyle. The best way to play through is via grinding. And I just ran into that snake on purpose to verify that I'm playing the FDS version. The hit sound is different. Nexus, were you playing the 3DS Classic, the 3D Classic version, or were you playing like a virtual console version of the game? And Chris, I'm not surprised. How many games in total do you have in your collection? Yeah, I think I'm not torn at all. I think the best way to play through Kid Icarus is the 3D Classics version on the 3DS. It's just obviously very hard to acquire since the 3DS shop is shut down. I really like the disc system version just because it's different. Oh yeah, and one thing I was gonna do. Yeah, so I've noticed when I play the 3DS version that they added a new jump mechanic. If you hold the jump button in the 3DS version, Pit will fall more slowly. Which makes the game a little bit easier and a little bit harder. Because all my training is on the regular mechanic. Now, if I were going to play through this game for real, I would have taken notes, and there's a certain order in which you open the pots, and you open like 3 reference pots, and based on the number of mallets and hearts, you'll figure out where the God of Poverty is, or the Bimbo Game in the Japanese version. I didn't do that, so I'm not going to do that. So here's where the game goes from being gentle to being fierce. I've done these jumps so many times, and my trick with jumps in Kid Icarus is to hold up because it cancels all forward momentum. And there's also... Now here I'm being Solid Snake and shooting the guard while they're not looking at me. Yeah, the holding up after you jump is really the best way to enjoy this game. I don't think it was how the game was intended to be played, but that's fine. Different sound for her screaming, him screaming. When I was a kid, I always assumed that the Grim Reaper was female. I think because the noise it made was a higher pitch. And actually, this level is not as hard. I think level 1-2 is probably the hardest. So I played this game with my 8-year-old a couple months ago, and we would take turns here and there, but I more or less forced him to learn how to play it. And he hated the game at first because it's obviously really hard for anybody who's not used to platforming at this level. But I let him use save states, but I didn't let him save state every single move, so if there was a sequence of jumps, I'd let him save state at the start of the sequence, but I wouldn't let him save state between every platform. So he'd at least have to do the entire sequence and wouldn't have to restart the level, because that was always really punitive as a kid. Oh, I got screwed by the clipping logic. It's okay, I'll just go faster. Hello, friend. I don't know how many people know this, but if you hold up and then put some momentum on the controller and let go, the ice slip momentum will take into effect. It's not advantageous at all to leverage, but good to know if you're leaning on the controller and let go of up that you'll start randomly sliding across the screen. Mario was playing this in the Mario movie? That's cool. But I'll have to say that you just ruined the Mario movie for me. That would have made my day to see him playing this. So right there, that series of jumps is what screws up most people that I've seen play this game, including me as a kid. I didn't see myself playing it. But I know that I probably raged out way more times than I'm willing to admit. And basically, if you can get through that section, you can get through Kid Icarus. It's okay, Nexus, I'll forgive you. Just show up for my 3rd stream 6 months from now. Now, I could avoid that screaming Grim Reaper, but I didn't feel like it. So the whining that the Grim Reaper makes in the FDS version really sounds like my Shiba Inu when he's upset. Now if I was doing a good job playing this, I would get a arrow here, but I didn't do a good job, so. And if you want to get the good ending on the first try, you have to get that arrow upgrade. But I'm not pushing for that. I'll save that for a longer stream. And I think I'm going to call it here. Ah. There, now you know how to beat Kid Icarus. If you can beat level 1, 2, you can do the entire game. Well, that's it for me tonight. I'm sure James will be back next week. If not, there might not be a stream, but we shall see. Thanks everybody for joining. I will see you all on the Discord. I'll go ahead and drop the link one more time, and catch you in a few. Bye.